There's too much hate in this world, and it's impacting everyone.
People think that Muslims are just very monolithic, and it is farthest from the truth.
I think a lot of people have been conditioned in certain ways, unfortunately through media, through Hollywood, through political rhetoric.
The community is extremely diverse. Extremely diverse in terms of cultural backgrounds, in terms of languages spoken, in terms of education, in terms of everything and anything you can think of.
This is not a Muslim issue. It is more about how we, irrespective of our background, decide to relate to other people.
When you're talking about anti-Muslim bigotry, you have to talk about how Black folks are being treated in this country, how immigrants are being treated in this country. It needs to be very intersectional. It needs to be directed at the root.
It's important to ask the who, what, when, where, and how. Sometimes hatred stems from things that have happened to us personally and we haven't rectified that, so we take it out on others. Sometimes we just lack the ability to ask questions to those that are different from us, or just do research.
As a Christian, I feel like it's really important that we speak up and speak out for other people who maybe are more marginalized in their religious identities, and try to promote the relationship building and the really getting to know folks who believe differently or practice their faith differently than we do.
There'll be a collective memorial service somewhere for a church shooting, a mosque vandalism, and the community will be invited to those events to stand in solidarity. And many people find strength in that. They want to respond in some way that's helpful, that shows solidarity. And yet, sadly, many of my evangelical friends don't attend events like that.
What I've found more than anything is for evangelicals to change their minds about people of other faiths, their own leaders, the people that they respect and the people that they ascribe authority to, have to rethink and reimagine what Christ is asking them to do in a multi-faith world.
If you want to influence the conversation, you have to show up. And if you show up with an agenda, then it kind of short circuits and undermines the whole thing. You just have to show up because you genuinely love your neighbor.
I always get the question after I do a presentation, so, what can we do? I love that they ask the question, and I always tell them, well, the first thing you do is you go back to your family and you educate them.
Really, you have to sit down face to face with people and meet people, and I feel that's the best way to really change hearts and minds of people, which just requires a lot of time and work and find time to do it.
Come to my house, come and meet my family. I think that once you get to know me, I can no longer be a stereotype. I can only be a human being.
So I would tell someone who may see me and judge me based on being covered or being Muslim that take the opportunity to talk to me. Take the opportunity to talk to those that you feel you have hatred towards, but most importantly, tap within yourself and understand why there's hatred, because that is where the answer is and that's where the healing starts.
When you hear something that is, where Muslims are being stereotyped or degraded, you have to speak out against it. But, don't be rude. It's not going to work. Don't call them a racist. Those things don't work.
There are no guarantees in life. There are only opportunities. And we are presented with an opportunity to stand up, within our means, with our resources, financial, with our advocacy, with civic engagement, interfaith dialogue, political activism. People need to make sacrifices. People need to turn off the TV. People need to knock on the door. People need to sit down and talk.
We need to unite more. We need to stand together more. We need to speak up more. We cannot wait for other people to do it for us. We're it. We're it.